Hello, Clash fans! Triple Damage coming at you today with a somewhat saucy argument, which is Super Giants need to be nerfed because they're too powerful. And I know what you're thinking, but Triple Damage, you're crazy. Why would you say that? No, why are you training Super Giants? The reason I'm training Super Giants is because they're actually not bad. They're really good. And my thought here stems from the concern that I have heard a lot of people express on both sides of the argument of, should Root Riders be nerfed? There are people who say things like, this is the only reason I'm enjoying the game right now, so please don't nerf Root Riders. And there are other people who are saying, Root Riders are breaking the game right now. Please nerf Root Riders. And I will say, regardless of which side of this argument you happen to stand on, I will tell you that if you feel like they're too broken, I don't think a nerf to Root Riders are going to solve anything, because the truth is, since Town Hall 16 came out, we have new hero equipment that makes things so much more exciting for us in the game, like the Vamp Stash, which is my favorite, and the Healer Puppet, which is my other favorite. I love the hero equipment, I love the Spirit Fox, and I love some of the new troop levels that we got, the nerf to the Rage Tower, the nerf to the Town Hall Poison Bomb. There's a lot going on here that all happened to coincide with when the Root Riders were released, so everybody is thinking about the Root Riders. So the first thing I'm going to wind up doing is showing you I'm going to show you this. I had my attack log. It's all 3 stars. It's like 10 attacks in a row using Super Giants, and I know what you're going to say, but your trophy count isn't that high. I don't care. I was 311 trophies yesterday with my one 2-star came against a Town Hall 15 because I got super cocky and just kind of like spammed my troops, and you still need to think if you're going to do well in this game. So I'm going to start out with the last war that we had here, where my go-to army lately has been this combination of Root Riders, Golems, Witches, and Wizards. And I will tell you, my general strategy is to start with a Zapquake. You see I have 7 lightning spells and an Earthquake, and I'm usually trying to get some of the high-value targets like Monoliths and the Ricochet Cannons, or the Eagle Artillery, and the Poison Spell Towers, and the Scatter Shots. Really, those are the ones I really want to go after the most. I want to go after Multi-Arch Towers, Poison Towers, Rage Towers, the Ricochet Cannons, Eagle Artillery, Monolith. I know, a lot of stuff. I don't care about Wizard Towers. I'm not zapping regular cannons. I'm not worried about Inferno Towers for the most part, unless they are near something scary. I also like to be able to get enemy heroes. One of the fun things I like to do when I'm rewatching some of these attacks, I try and see if I would go after the same value proposition when I'm watching the replay. I would have considered possibly going right in here to take the Eagle, the Ricochet Cannon, and the Inferno Tower, but I would not necessarily have given myself the same kind of pathing that I was looking for. Here, I got the Monolith and a Ricochet Cannon and a Builder Hut and the enemy Royal Champion. So once I take that out, there's actually a really beautiful pathing opportunity that is established here, where I put the Golem along with a Root Rider, my King, my Queen, a Witch, and a Wizard. And now, because of this nice Zapquake value, coupled with the funneling that it provides, I have my heroes headed this direction along with a Golem and a Root Rider, and then I am able to bring in the rest of my army, which is 3 more Golems, 5 more Root Riders, a Battle Drill, the Battle Drill. Oops, I meant to push pause. The Battle Drill. Where'd it go? Battle Drill, where are you? It's underground. There it is, Battle Drill. Battle Drill is great for popping open walls just like the Root Riders and stunning the defenses. This is the army composition that I've had the most fun with at Town Hall 16, aside from my normal Super Hog army composition. If you haven't seen that, check it out. I do love the hero equipment. You can see that I'm rocking the Vamp Stash and the Barbarian Puppet. The Queen has the Invisibility Vial and the Healer Puppet. Grand Warden is using the Healing Tome because with high hit point troops like Root Riders and Yetis and eventually Super Giants, the value that you get from the Golems, the value you get from the Healing Tome is actually stronger than that of the Life Gem, since the Life Gem is capped. And I don't like to spend any of my army space using Apprentice Wardens. So the normal gist is a Golem, a Root Rider, my King and my Queen, along with a Witch and a Wizard to create some funneling after the Zapquake has already established a decent basis of funneling. And so this last war here, I was 4 out of 4 triples. On this one, I decided to go for the Monolith and the Eagle Artillery in the middle because the Monolith is so mean to Root Riders. Oh, single target towers are also viable for this because, you want to get them to go down. Sometimes I funnel appropriately. Sometimes I fail to funnel appropriately. I actually thought I was perfect with my King here. King comes in, then he went outside. So I thought he was going to follow the Golems on the inside. But the main point here is, as soon as I knew this Root Rider would take that Wizard Tower down, so I wasn't really that concerned about my troops potentially walking. So as soon as my king and queen were headed this direction, I know that this stuff is going to eventually go down, creating a nice path straight to the town hall for some root riders, some golems, some witches, and some wizards, and the rest of my troops, of course, along with the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome, which more often than not I use on my way into the base, and I don't stress getting the town hall down with my main push. I often winds up having my heroes end up taking the town hall down. So it's a very powerful army. Obviously, it doesn't work as well when you can't get a lot of good value out of the lightning and the earthquake, but if you can get some value, it's a super powerful army. So, in addition to me telling you, use code TRAMPLE and subscribe to my YouTube channel, this attack is a great attack. Definitely a great attack. I would strongly recommend checking out this attack. There are so many options that you have when using it. But the reason you're here is because you're curious how supergiants come into the equation. And I will show you. I essentially had this experiment where I told some of my homies, like Kat, who is the host of the Pineapples and Thorns podcast, which I have a podcast as well, Inside Clash with Trample Damage. If you haven't checked it out, please check it out. Also check out the other cool Clash podcasts that are out there, like Pineapples and Thorns and Reddit Talks Clash and Clash Tours. And then there's all kinds of cool podcasts, so check them out. So this base here, I basically told some of my homies, root riders are good, and I don't disagree with that. But supergiants are kind of like the old root riders, and you need two supergiants to... I'm going to hop out of here for 1 second. When you have supergiants, let me go supergiants. Supergiants have 4,600 hit points, which is a little bit more than half of what a root rider has, and they deal 160 damage per second, which is less than a root rider, but the root riders deal 250. So two giants together deal more damage than a root rider, and they, of course, have more hit points. But, of course, the root rider can only get hit once by a scatter shot, and once by a ricochet cannon, and once by a monolith. Well, actually, the supergiants are better against the monoliths. But the defenses that are targeting multiple troops at the same time, particularly the scatter shots and the town hall, of course, and the ricochet cannon, those are very dangerous to the supergiants because they are dealing damage to multiple units at the same time. So, this same army composition, I was theorizing, what if I used... Now, take a moment, look at the base, tell me, as I'm blabbing away, what you think you might try and get some zap value out of. And I said, what if I just swap the 6 root riders for 12 supergiants? They can get through walls relatively quickly. I'm going to go ahead and give this a shot. Now, I always start with my usual suspects. Do I see my monolith right near the Eagle Artillery? And in this case, no, but I could get a single target tower. Can't quite reach this ricochet cannon. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Would not be able to reach the ricochet and the Eagle, but I would be able to get the Royal Champion along with a single target tower and the Eagle Artillery. Over here I could get a multi-archer. Here I could get the Ricochet Cannon and the Scatter Shot, but I wouldn't be able to get any other really good defenses around there. Invisi Tower doesn't really scare me that much. Here I could potentially get Scatter Shot, Monolith, Rage Tower, and a 1 X-Bow. 1, 2, 3. Probably could have gotten that Inferno Tower. That actually wouldn't have been too bad either. But what I opted for, after thinking about this for a very long time, I think I took like my entire 30 seconds in prep for this legend attack, I went ahead and went after the multi-archer tower, the X-Bow, the scatter shot over here, because I knew that my king and my queen with a golem, and here's the difference. I originally tried doing this experiment by putting in 2 supergiants with my initial push with my heroes, but they don't deal enough damage to take the walls down fast enough, so I actually switched to using 3 supergiants with my initial push, and they actually can get into the wall relatively quickly while that darn near indestructible golem is tanking some defenses. So this compartment is cleared out at this point, and I now have an opportunity to bring the rest of my army in over here. I am going to say my Barbarian King got caught up in the Tornado Trap. He does some pretty decent work over here, and I normally pair him with Frosty on this attack. On other attacks like my Super Hog attack, I do like using Lassie, but the freeze effect of Frosty's Frost Mites are better for me, and the Phoenix doesn't pair as well with the Vamp Stash, so I tend not to use the Phoenix. So here come my golems, here come my supergiants, and again, this is where, Eagle Artillery is a little bit rougher on my supergiants than it is on the Root Riders, because it will hit multiples. Here's where the Battle Drill also comes in handy. Pops up to hit this Wizard Tower while the Giants are about to work their way through the wall, and they say, oh, cool, Root Riders we don't need Root Riders because we can go ahead and get in here and stun some stuff. Now, I did wind up poisoning the Clan Castle troops, and my king, still alive, working his way toward the Monolith. I have 9 supergiants in here, along with my 3 golems, some witches, and some wizards. I usually use my rage spell fairly early on in the attack, and between the battle drill and the supergiants punching their way through the wall, see, Barbarian King took out the Monolith. Good job, Barbarian King. They managed to crack through these walls here with the help of the battle drill, and they are off to the races. I'm going to speed this up just a little bit, and it sort of is the same exact attack that I am making using Root Riders, only I am using Super Giants instead. Let's go back down to regular speed at this point. My heroes are now headed toward the core, and when I saw my Super Giants headed toward the Town Hall, I was like, oh no, that's going to be a problem. But the invisibility tower actually triggered, and then everybody stopped getting targeted for a moment by the Town Hall because they were also being made invisible. They take out some surrounding defenses, and then they circle back toward the Town Hall. Meanwhile, my heroes, not my king, my poor king with his little cute little Frosty, my queen, my royal champion, and my Grand Warden. Grand Warden, where are you? Oh no, Grand Warden must have gone down. Where'd he go? Poor guy. Oh well. Oh, maybe he's invisible. It looked like he turned invisible. He was still alive at the end. But I ended up getting a 3-star. And no Root Riders. So you could take Root Riders down to 1 hit point, and that attack still would have worked perfectly fine. The war that we are in right now, which we are, oh no, it's ending. Let's just watch this replay. We did wind up winning this war. I love taking on these base layouts with this army, and I thought, hey, you know what? I'm about to make a video talking about how cool Super Giants are. I may as well make an attack in war using Super Giants. And so I said, well, normally when I go against these layouts, I like to take something in this compartment if there's enough value, which I've got a scatter shot, a rage spell tower, a multi-archer tower, an X-bow, and the enemy archer queen. But I said, I started a little bit too soon, and my archer queen, the enemy archer queen, ran around the outside, so I was killing time, and killing time, and killing time, and then she finally came back into range, and we said, here we go, earthquake, bunch of lightnings, and that is all down. Now that's some beautiful funneling opportunity, because once these buildings are down, it creates a nice break between this portion of the base and this portion of the base. I will be honest, I messed up my funnel. I messed up my funnel. I sent my golem. I thought my king would go right into that compartment, and I thought that the wizard would take out this workshop before the king got over here, and the king said, I'm going to help, go back inside. But the moment he turned back inside, then the air defense went down, and he came back toward the gold mine, and I went, ah, man. But I do have 2, oh no, there goes a Super Giant. That's the other thing about Root Riders. They don't trigger spring traps. The Super Giants will trigger spring traps. But my queen is actually going to take this ricochet cannon and eventually this builder hut and then all these buildings, and she will wind up taking the town hall. The royal champion will come in to help her momentarily. So we get back to the action over here. And at this point I said, okay, well, clearly I'm going to wind up, I don't want to send my troops into the Town Hall Poison Bomb because the Super Giants don't fare quite as well against the Town Hall Poison Bomb. So here come my golems, here come my Super Giants, here comes my battle drill, here comes my witches and my wizards. I normally save a wizard for some potential cleanup on the back end. And you can see here I deploy 3 wizards. Where are you at, 3 wizards? 3 wizards. Well, they're coming eventually. For now, there they are, 3 wizards, my yellow-cloaked assassins. So the Archer Queen over here, working on the Town Hall. We will join her again in a moment. We see that we already used my Rage spell, and we are using the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome to protect against some of this initial push. I flubbed my Poison spell early on, so I did have some super minions that were running amok in here. I tend to use my free spells on clusters of defenses like this, or in the extreme cases, I will wind up using it on the Town Hall, but I prefer not to. And that's one of the nice things about the Archer Queen with her healer puppet. Even without the healers doing their thing, the unicorn and her self-healing from the healer puppet is enough to give her plenty of time to fight through the Town Hall. And since she was not under pressure from anything else, I went ahead and saved my free spells for this stuff over here, where I didn't want to have to deal with all of those defenses. So we've got things going pretty well for us. The king is doing his taking a lap on the outside thing, but he lives pretty much forever because of that vamp stash. And eventually, like here, I did trigger the ability to get his puppets into the mix because there were no more splash defenses over there. Archer Queen taking care of business by the Town Hall. The Super Giants and Golems cleaned out the core. We do have a couple more Golems in there to tank some of these defenses for my heroes, and we wind up delivering a 3-star. The moral of the story, aside from using code Trample, and if you don't want to use code Trample, that's totally fine. Please use another creator's code. If you ever watch stuff like you're doing now on YouTube, you probably watch somebody else and not just me. Make sure you're using somebody's creator code if you're not using mine. There are a lot of amazing creators. Clearly, I am an English language speaking creator. There are some other great English language speaking creators. There are also amazing creators in other languages as well. We did win. Yay, good job, good guys. We had 4 bases that we left on the board. I am loving this Super Rider. Hey, I'm getting attacked. I'm loving the Super Giant combination. I do love Root Riders, but this is what I will say. If you're one of the people who thinks the game is not going to be fun if Root Riders get nerfed, I'm telling you right now, you're going to have fun anyway. And if you're one of those people who think Root Riders need to get nerfed because they're killing the game, I'm telling you, nerfing them isn't going to solve anything, because we still have so many amazing options with all these troops and heroes and equipment, pet combinations. There is so much variability in this game. There is a lot of fun to be had. Just kick back and enjoy the ride. I really hope you like this video. Hope you learned something. Zap, very powerful right now. Zap, Quake. People are putting stuff tight together to try and defend against some of the army compositions that you'll see out there. And often there are bases that will give you quite a bit of value when you are using your lightning spell and your earthquake spells. Just keep an eye on those builder huts depending on what bases, what defenses you're trying to take out, and the level of your earthquake spells and your lightning spells, more your lightning spells. But this is an army that works for Town Hall 15 as well. It works for Town Hall 14. Obviously, when you get to 14 and below, you don't even have Root Riders as an option, so Super Giants are the go-to troop. It's a very powerful army composition. Definitely check it out. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on TikTok. Check out my podcast, Inside Clash with Trample Damage. If you enjoy my soothing voice and my analysis of the game, check out my podcast. And in the meantime, we will check you guys out on the next video.